Welcome back to Word Study. And this time, you're going to love this one. That's because we are looking into the word love. And I know in English, we use the word love very loosely and very general. I love pizza. I love my car. I love the beach. I love you. And it's just a very broad, very general sense of the word. You can say love for just about anything. But that's not the way it was originally designed. There are 4 Hebrew words for the word love, and we're going to go into each one of them. The 4 Hebrew words for love are ahava, dod, yichud, and racham. But let's go over them one at a time. The first word for love in Hebrew is ahav, which is the root, or ahava. And this is a deep friendship or brotherly love type, kind of like in Greek phileo, where we get the city Philadelphia, which is the city of brotherly love. But it also is a very, very deep commitment to a brother or a friend. And we'll see that in just a minute. Now let's take a look at the word ahava or ahab. It's composed of 4 Hebrew letters. And remember, when we take those Hebrew letters, each letter has a meaning and a number associated to it. Ahava has Aleph, He, Vet, He. Aleph meaning God the Father, He meaning revelation or grace, Vet is son or house, and He, revelation or grace. When you put those together and form a sentence, when you take each letter and form a sentence from the meaning of each letter, it will describe the word itself, ahava. Ahava means God the Father sends revelation of the Son through grace. Isn't that so cool and mind-blowing that each letter forms the definition of the word? And watch this. This word here, ahava, has a numerical value of 13. And you say, okay, but watch this. 1 Corinthians 13, verse 13 says, now these 3 remain, faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. The one that is the greatest is love. Numerical value of 13 in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 13. Wow. That's amazing. And it is described, like I said, in general, overall, generic love. It can be used for loving anything or anyone, like we said earlier, like your grandma or your dog or the beach or whatever. But it is a love expressed between like David and Jonathan in the Bible, of a deep brotherly love, deep commitment. It is never referred to as a sexual or physical intimacy. There's only one time that it is, and that's when it described Jacob and his 2 wives, where it says he loved one more than the other. That's the only time really that it's used in a sexual way. So when you see where David expressed this type of love toward Jonathan, it's not sexual. It's more of the intimate closeness of a friend, of a brother, and the bond they shared together as really deep friends. And this is in 2 Samuel 1:26, where he says that the love that they shared together, the phileo in Greek, or the brotherly love that they had for each other, was so deep and so tight and so strong that it surpassed, it says, the love of women. All right, the next form of love is called dod or dodi. This is the romantic love. It is composed of 3 Hebrew letters, Dalet, Vav, and Dalet. Dalet is pathway or creation, Vav is connection, and Dalet is pathway or creation. You form a sentence out of that, and you get pathway connecting to pathway. That means two paths coming together to form one pathway. Kind of cool. And it also has the numerical value of 14. So what other letters have the numerical value of 14? To join, a gift or offering, sacrifice, or to want. That's why in Song of Solomon, or Song of Songs, 6:3, it says, I am my beloved's and my beloved is mine. In that word beloved, you see the word dodi. And what it's saying is, I am my beloved's and my beloved is mine. It says two pathways are coming together to form one pathway. And here it is, a romantic love. And this is the kind that everybody refers to and loves. Notice, see what I did there? This is a romantic love that everybody describes of, I only have eyes for you. Kind of a more than a puppy love, if you will. The person is always on your mind, they're always in your heart, they've really caught your attention. This is the inspiration for poems, love songs, country songs, and many mushy love letters. And this also has with it the emotions of hope, desire, and longing to see or be with that person or people. So that's the most common that we're all familiar with. Now the next kind of love is yichud, or a uniting in love. It is composed of 3 Hebrew letters, the Yud, the Chet, and the Daled. Yud is a divine deed, Chet is a new birth or life, and Daled is a pathway or creation. You put those together to form a sentence of that word, and you get a divine deed to new life and a pathway. And we're going to get to that in just a second. You're going to see this is all going to be really cool. It has a numerical value of 22. 22, what other words have a numerical value of 22? Goodness, a blessing, welfare, and oneness and unity. Wow. This has with it a marital love where the two become one. It's forming a covenant where you're no longer me and you, now it's us. And this is the kind of love that you see when a couple completes their wedding ceremony and passes under the chuppah, and they said they're born again, they're born into a new life together, where you no longer have my life and your life, you have ours. It's a description of two becoming one, forming a covenant. This bond, the other types of love cannot express, because there's a covenant relationship. This is why the Song of Solomon is often seen as a reflection of the Messiah and his kingdom. He is the bridegroom, we are the church and his bride, so we become one together with him through his covenant. And the last form of love we'll discuss is racham, and this is the highest level of love. And in this highest level of love, it's formed of 3 Hebrew letters, the resh, the chet, and the mem. Resh is the sufficiency of God, chet is new life or eternity, and mem is a probationary period followed by renewal. This one's going to be a little hard to explain, but this is the most awesomest because you'll see. Let's take these definitions and form a sentence describing the word racham. The sufficiency of God for eternal life is a probationary period followed by a time of renewal. It has the numerical value of 248. What other words have the numerical value of 248? Light of God, to yearn, to glow or shine like the Shekinah glory, and after time. So what this means is we're on a probationary period here on earth. after our time here is done, that's when we get the racham. And you say, what do you mean? Since it's the highest level possible, David knew that he could not achieve it, for it is a godly level. It is a love that David used in Psalms 18:1 and put it in the imperfect tense, which means, it says, I love you, Lord. That's what he did not say. He says, I will love you, Lord. You see, no matter how great a love you have felt in the flesh, how wonderful or ultimate a love you felt for others from God, there's even a greater love that you have to look forward to. That love you will experience when you receive the divine kiss from God and your spirit leaves this fleshly body and is joined with him in the ultimate expression of love called the racham, the uncorrupted spiritual love. That is why we can't achieve it here on earth, that when this life is done and we go and see him face to face, that is the love that we will experience. So these 4 kinds of love. Number 1, we should only have eyes for God, a true fascination and complete involvement of the heart to commitment to him. The second one, we should love God as Christ loved the church, his bride. The third one, we should become united with him in his covenant through his blood. And the last one, we should strive to receive the highest level of love that only can be experienced when we're face to face with him. Perfect love. Now, what does love mean? What definition do you see? And what does love mean to you? All right, if you like this one, and there's more coming, don't forget, like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you receive more when the new ones come out.